Merab Dvalishvili, one of the most bizarre and confusing fighters who have ever won the championship belt in recent years for the UFC. Apart from DDP, of course. But trust me, there is a reason why I think Merab is so strange, right? What makes Merab so confusing as a champion is the fact that, like, he's not particularly good at really anything. Like, his best aspect, his best tool set is his wrestling. He's got great wrestling, right? But I would say there are guys who are better like as wrestling, like Umar. I think Umar is a better wrestler than Merab. Striking wise, I think there are plenty of guys who are better than him. Jan, O'Malley, Corey. It just confuses me because Merab is not the best at like any type of tool set in MMA. But the reason why that this guy, this small little fighter, is so good is due to the fact that his cardio is too damn good. This guy, like, I remember I saw this video once, back when it was like 2023-ish, it was talking about how Merab's got 3 lungs, and at first I didn't think of it like anything too crazy, right? I've heard of Merab, but I never really like looked into him that much. Obviously, I took a look into him when he beat Jan. That was pretty heartbreaking, and obviously his cardio was good, but it just didn't really sit into me of how good his cardio was. Even when he won the belt against O'Malley, he didn't really like use his cardio too much. He was actually quite patient in that fight. Compared to his last 5 fights, that first fight when he fought O'Malley, that was probably the first time he was actually quite patient and he didn't go spamming takedowns, spamming like every single move he has. He was actually quite patient in that fight. And that to me kind of like made me forget for somehow that this guy is a cardio machine. Then we get to the Umar fight, right? The Umar fight is what really set into me. This motherfucker is unbeatable. This dude is literally unstoppable to beat because Umar in those first 2 rounds was going toe-to-toe with Merab when it came to that output, and he was beating him up on the feet. He was able to take him down a couple times. In fairness, Merab took him down a couple times. But when we got to that 3rd round, right, the tide had shifted. Umar had started to get tired by the end of the 2nd round already. And in that 3rd round, we started to see a little bit more. Merab was able to catch up with him. He was able to get a couple takedowns. The thing that just made me realize, when Umar tried to take down Merab in that 3rd round, he tried to take him down while Merab was standing on the cage. He pulls him back, tries to take him down. Merab then trips Umar, then technically taking him down. Meanwhile, he's not even looking at Umar. He's looking at his cousin Khabib, who's in his corner at that very moment, and is like, what's going on? What's going on here? Why aren't you taking me down? What happened? That right there to me made me realize that Merab's winning this. Merab is going to win this. Like, I couldn't believe that he was doing that in front of Khabib, right? Listen, I've always had this thought that whenever Khabib is in the fighter's corner, they're just gonna win. Like, it doesn't matter who you are, how bad you are, you're gonna win because you have Khabib in your corner. And that's why I thought as well, the Dagestani plot armor was too strong for a cardio machine. Turns out that was complete bullshit, and Merab's cardio was just way too much for Umar to handle. And by the 4th round and the 5th round, he just couldn't. He just could not compete with Merab. The cardio was just too much for him. And eventually, Merab was able to piece him up on the feet as well. He rocked him in the 5th round, made Merab look so goofy when he tried to do a takedown and his head was on the canvas while Merab was taunting him. Like, that fight, to me, is his best performance because this dude is the cousin of Khabib. And Umar is good. Once Merab's gone, I do think Umar will be the champion. I do think so. Maybe Jan could beat Umar. I do think Jan could potentially beat him, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see how that goes in a couple of years. But right now, there's nobody who's going to beat Merab. And then we get to the O'Malley rematch. Now, I thought O'Malley could potentially have beaten Merab because one thing that is true about Merab, his biggest weakness compared to everything I just said, his chin. He is kind of a glass chin in a little bit. Not too crazy, especially when he fought Umar, because Umar was able to piece him up a little bit. And yes, Merab did get hurt, but he wasn't wobbled. He wasn't about to get finished. When he got caught by Henry Cejudo, he was wobbled. When he got caught by Marlon Moraes, he was wobbled. Even O'Malley, who barely did anything in their first fight, even when he threw a teep kick at Merab's body, he was like wheeling. He did not like that feeling at all. And Merab knew. And I honestly thought O'Malley had a chance. Stylistically, he could have potentially beat him. And what happens? Merab just shuts him down. He uses his output way more in this fight because O'Malley wants to try and use his output and try to push the pace with Merab to try and catch him. That doesn't work because Merab uses his pressure, his cardio to outpace O'Malley. And then for the first time, he gets a submission in his entire UFC run. Unbelievable. Because, again, O'Malley just can't deal with, like, Merab's cardio. Nobody in Merab's last 13 wins has gotten submitted except for O'Malley. Now, you can make an argument that O'Malley is a striker. He is not a grappler, right? But even then, O'Malley did all right when it came to the grappling against him in their first fight. In the second fight, complete different discussion. Merab's pace and cardio was just too much, and because O'Malley tried to push the pace with Merab, it just did not work for him at all, and boom, he gets submitted in the third round. Fun fact, that's actually Merab's second finish in his entire UFC career. But again, I want to make this be clear. Merab wins these fights not because he's the most skilled fighter, not because he's the best striker, the best wrestler, the best jiu-jitsu artist. He's not good at anything particular. He is not the best at anything, except for his cardio. Nobody, and I'm going to say this right now, we have seen many guys who have had amazing cardio, but none of them compared to Merab. Merab's cardio is genuinely out of this world. There is a reason that they call him the three-lung man, because he genuinely has 3 lungs. I would not be surprised if they open this man up and they find a third lung just stuck in between his 2 lungs. I would not be surprised of that at all. Until we can find a fighter who can match Merab's cardio, or at least get close to his cardio, nobody's beating him. Not even Corey Sandhagen. I know he's going to be fighting Corey Sandhagen. Corey Sandhagen might have some ways to beat him, like his flying knee, maybe his striking, but there's just no way for him. I genuinely do not see a world where Corey Sandhagen can beat Merab, and that's just a fact, like in my opinion, because I like Corey Sandhagen. I fuck with him. He's pretty fun. He's pretty entertaining. I thought he would have done better against Umar, but you know, it is what it is. But I don't think that he's beating Merab. It's not because he's a worse striker than him. He's a worse kicker. He's a worse jiu-jitsu artist. Okay, maybe that part. But Merab has such a good cardio. Look at the fight with Peter Yan. Merab attempted 49 takedowns on him. And you want to know how many he got? 11. Now, if that doesn't show how good his cardio is, I have no idea what can prove it to you. You have to understand, doing a takedown on someone is exhausting, let alone doing 49 takedowns. And even if a fighter tries to do 11 takedowns, that's still a lot for a fighter. This dude can do almost 50 takedowns on a fighter and not get tired. I want to see how many takedowns can it take from Merab before he gets tired. I actually would love to know, like, Merab, if you see this video, please try to attempt like 100 takedowns with Corey Sandhagen and see if you get tired. I would actually really like to know, because this dude is literally unbeatable.